Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the No Cat Space Postgame show. Look, man, another great day of Unrivaled games. And look, it looks like I'm here on the ISO. But come on now, y'all know better. She wasn't gonna miss it, not after that game. Hailing from parts unknown, Shawnee. Hailing from parts unknown. Welcome to the No Cat Space post game show. After the Phantom and Laces make their debuts in Unrivaled, and also, of course, the Looney Owls. Go ahead and hit it, Shawnee.
Looney Owls! Woo-hoo!
There we go. Go 2-0, beating Rose. Shawnee, I know you've kind of been in and out today, but look, there's one reason more than any other reason why you're here today. The people want the take. The people want the hate.
It's so crazy. I was in a CPR certification class today, and I immediately come out and see that Sabrina choked in a massive way. Like, who knew my recently acquired skill set would be needed so soon? Like, you really just never know. That's why you guys, we have to be prepared for all emergencies and just make sure that we stay ready so we never have to get ready. And it just, like, I saw your clip. I saw your clip.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at that score and I started Googling. I was like, what is the term for like numbers that are completely flipped? Because why is this like I was trying to like learn on a Saturday, learn even more. Because I saw like 48 to 84 and I was like, huh? She did what? Mind you, this is one of the, if not the highest paid player in the league. Like, they need to demand a refund. I'm sorry, there just needs to be a refund. And this is Stewie's fault. Because you watched that live, you smell that smell, still in Barclays from game 5, and you said, yeah, hey, pull up. But then they did say, like, oh, we didn't know she was coming, so I don't know. This might have been a gross miscalculation. They wasted some money here. I'd have tried to go get, I don't know, Liz Cambage. I'm sorry. Like, we need
Stop,
more
right? Listen with your obsession with Liz Cambage. We gotta stop this.
I'm sorry. The hate train is rolling.
Liz Cambage can't be the answer to everything.
When it's more hate, yes. Bring Donna Imus in and let's see how the league reacts. Will they jump her? Let's find out.
Oh man, yeah. But okay, I'll play devil's advocate here for you, Shawnee, just to lob it up. Put her hand.
Why are you here? Like, if you got a boo-boo and you need to heal, like, every time she sucks, there's some injury. Like, she hurt her ankle her rookie season, right? And we're still hearing about it like 2 years later, like, oh, she's just now 100%. Like, girl, what do you mean? You don't do anything in the off season. This is her first time in the off season actually having to do something. And you still hurt. And to everybody's tweets about the injury and how I keep bringing it up for the finals performance, like, if you knew your hand hurt, why did you shoot 19 shots? Especially after you saw the first 8 miss. And then you saw the first 12 miss. Why did you keep shooting? I'm sorry, like, it's just. And then what do you bring to the table if that shot is not falling? Because I just saw a clip before I hopped on here. Somebody was like, Kate versus Saab. And it's her bricking. Kate Martin, somebody gets the rebound, passes it to Kate, and she's just like holding her arm out.
Yeah.
I was like, were you trying to intentionally foul? Or like, what are you doing? It's 3-on-3. You know there's no help defense, right? Like, you know you got to strap up them heavy-footed shoes and go to work, right? Like, why did you let her blow by you like that? So now it's like 3-on-2 in the clip. And I'm like, if that's how it was all game, like, I see why they got smacked. Because ew.
Well, Shawnee. I mean, this is also the reunion of. I mean, so does your Sabrina hate? Does it date back to the Oregon hypothetical? Is that where this
No, because I didn't even really know about her at
like
or
I
like
know like
I knew the
Pac-12 network and West like I
no,
know
no,
the
no, no.
whole.
Like I became aware of her after Kobe died,
Mm,
like that season because all of this stuff, and then she gave the speech and then played, and I was like, oh, that's admirable. And
mm,
then she was the number one pick, and I was like, hold on, and I started paying attention. I was like, this hype ain't really living. Like, no, something's not right here.
mm,
And then they started saying like, "Oh yeah, she would have definitely beat South Carolina," and da 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 da. And I'm like, hold on, now I gotta watch and like see for myself.
mm,
And I was like, this ain't it. This is not it. And then she gets a shoe, and I'm like, oh, hold up, wait a minute. Like it just kept snowballing. She just kept
mm,
getting more and more emotion, and I was just like, the game's not. I'm not moved by this.
mm,
And then it turned to I actually am moved. I'm moved to hate.
mm,
But like
mhm,
I wasn't
mhm.
really like opposed to her in college. It was like the pro hype. I was like, let's see if she
Right,
lives up to it. No,
right.
no.
Okay. Well, I see. See, I knew that the pro is where it really snowballed for you. I wasn't sure exactly uh,
The
the
exact
exact.
origin.
Yeah, I needed the lore a little bit because the big part of this game as well, and was the fact that we get the Oregon duo back together with her and Satu.
I heard
It,
Satu stunk too.
it was not great. It was
Okay,
not
but
the
here's my
reunion.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Satu be fine until she linked back up with her. Like Satu has been like a high level player, a very coveted free agent in this market.
Mm,
Already says she not going back to Dallas. Everybody's clamoring for her. The second she links up with Sabrina, all of a sudden it's like Space Jam.
mm,
Like she just power's gone. And that to me, that's why we gotta have an honest conversation about Slack Mamba, because how are you making players worse?
mm. Well, if anyone's gonna have the dialogue, it'll be you, Shawnee. I know that. If someone's
We're
gonna start
meeting in the third floor of the Hater Building.
it in New York, right? I think that's where that
Yes,
building's
bring your
located.
notes.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, frankly, as we've now seen every team play, Phantom looked far and away the worst. Like not even, and I'm not even like a real hater of anyone on that team or anything. Like they looked really bad.
Who was on that
Missing
team? Because I know it's
so
Sabrina, Satu.
BG, Natasha Cloud, Katie Lou Samuelson, and then Marina Mabry, who was out today.
See, that sounds like it should be a competitive, at least not a 40-point blowout team.
Yeah,
Because even if you run that 2-man game with Sabrina and Satu, that should get you 40 points right there. BG, be honest about that. I don't.
yeah.
After
I
seeing the
have I have
pace,
thoughts. I have thoughts on that I was gonna get into. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm with you.
hey, Buddy said Phantom are taking for Olivia Matthews.
They need a guard. They need a point guard. Because what's crazy is that they don't really have a true point guard, which is the Sabrina conversation that we've been having for a while
Oh,
now.
Andrew.
Which is interesting. Because they are kind of the only team that doesn't. I mean, I guess that even like if you look at the Laces, like they don't really have like a true point guard, but Alyssa Thomas like initiates so much stuff, like just in general, like in the W as well. So like it's not a true point guard in that way, but you have like an initiator and a facilitator. The Phantom don't really like. I mean, Marina will help with that some, but
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm like heavy in these comments because they intentionally picked all of the slowest players in the W on the same team. No, but it's just like BG has a unique skill set. It's being very tall and like able to dominate in the paint, but she still got to get up there. And if we got a 13-second shot clock, I don't know about that one, Chief. That was an interesting choice, but keep BG home. I get it. I get it. I understand it. No, I love this one. From the Chicago Sky fan. Nola don't like Angel and Lexi. She always take them out when they get going. Can't wait for Angel to get back with Sky. Need a good coach for real, because everybody's mad that Spoon didn't play Aaliyah Boston, and now I'm seeing like they're mad at the decisions about it. Like I like this. I
Yeah,
like this. We're mad at coaches. This is
this
what
is
I'm saying.
real. Mm.
We're hating on assistant coaches of the league in a very real way. Yeah, turn this up. This league is fantastic. This league is fantastic.
Mm. Yeah, no, no, this is a good point. I'm not gonna lie. I overlooked. As I was reading the roster, I didn't really process Natasha Cloud being the point guard there. So yes, they do have a point guard, but they weren't really. There was a lot of Sabrina point guard minutes, and it.
When you look at a roster,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot Cloud was a point guard. To be honest, like I know she is a guard, and I know she can handle the ball, but I thought she was just kind of like, what do we have? Oh, we already got a one at the house. All right, you play two. I don't think like point guard and be like, I need Natasha Cloud.
Yeah. This is a good point here as well. Like just on the topic of before I dive into the actual analysis of the game, while we're still on the hate train, they traded Jackie Young and Tiffany Hayes for Sabrina. By the way,
who's the GM? Because they need to give up their equity.
I don't know how that exactly works. I don't know if that was all the. That's actually honestly a fantastic question. I don't know if that's the coaches doing that or, I don't know. But that was like the wild card stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get on a Zoom. And that's when all of this stuff was happening, and I was like, I don't fully understand it. I'll lock in when it's time. And now it's time, and I'm like, wait, when did this happen? So now I'm getting caught up on the things I like saw with my own eyes and didn't pay attention to. But like, yeah, no, that's egregious. And I need justice. Because why would you like
justice? The word justice caught me off guard. That was funny.
I don't understand that one. That's a crime against basketball. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Don't worry. Who's already come? Flauge is on deck and Unrivaled. Paige is on deck and Unrivaled.
That's her granddaughter, but okay.
But yeah, no, I think Natasha Cloud only having 2 assists today for the fandom, like you have to run through her as the point guard. Like she needs to be the point guard because she can pass the ball. She can do that. I just needed to see more of it. But again,
I need Blackish Saber Jr. to relax.
Oh no, don't speak that name in here.
Oh yeah, I want to piss off some Spark fans. Let's give them some trauma. Rev up that PTSD, baby. Let's go.
Don't put that in there. Shawnee, any last bits of hate before you bounce out of here?
I mean, I can hang around and see what's going on.
If you want to, okay,
I mean, oh no, the white man is kicking me out.
No,
yikes!
Yikes! No, that's
yikes!
Not,
no, I know, I'm kidding. I didn't watch the second game. But Looney Owls. I want to hear this. What did my Looney Owls do?
I got you. Before we dive into the analysis of the game, I do want to hold a moment of silence though. Rest in peace to Lisa Leslie's Boom Boom Room, 2025 to 2025. 1 day of existence, and I don't believe we had a single Boom Boom Room on the broadcast today. Somebody told her what was going on. So just moment of silence. Thank you. Let's get into these games.
I'm surprised she didn't take the day off because she probably like Googled it. Like, oh my god, I said what? 88 times?
That was so funny, dude. That is so incredibly funny to me.
But I respect it. Just act like you didn't do it.
Yeah, no, just it never happened. It just never happened. It never.
Hey, so what happened to you? Who?
What is?
Huh? What are you talking about? Why would I say that on air?
That's weird.
Got a gaslight. Hey,
yeah.
benching me like AB.
Bro, comments. This is a great chat today. We got. This is a great chat. The FCC shut it down. Now they got the Lisa.
Okay. They're gonna name a trophy though.
That's the next facility in the W.
If not the trophy. Like we have the Larry O'Brien, The Lisa Boom Boom. No.
Man.
But before we kind of like get into some game stuff, I want to get into some Twitter stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Fan bases are beefing again, the fever in the sky, and I love it, man. I'm sorry. Like now they're taking shots because they posted the Angel one, and they was like, "Oh, she cooked Aaliyah," and then they posted the Aaliyah one where she fell, and it was like you were saying, and now they're like, "No, she just slipped. She lost her footing." Like,
No, it's just this
and
is
it's
great.
just
There's no
there's
off
so much
season.
hate. Yes,
There's no
now
off season to hate.
I love it. We're hating year round. It's dead of winter, and this hate is warming my soul.
It really is, because like the whole thing is always kind of like, okay, we do W season, right, and then it's like, all right, we got to kind of get in layup lines for conference play in college, and that's kind of when the hate really comes back. You might get a couple matchups here and there in non-conference, but the fact that women's basketball has just become an increasingly year-round sport, which means the hate is increasingly year-round, and it's so much fun. Like, as long as it's ethical, I was just about to say, as long as it is ethical hate, like this is
keep it ethical,
that is the biggest thing here at No Cat Space, is being ethical, whether that be through journalism, through coverage, and most importantly through hating. So let's keep it ethical, but let's have good fun with it, because it's good fun.
Because if we can go clip for clip, let's do it. Let's do it. I like that. I like that. Turn that all the way up. Make your people, make your ops answer for these clips.
No, like genuinely. Okay, let's talk some of these games, because we start with the Phantom game. Obviously, we've kind of gotten the takeoff on the Phantom. Was pretty much the take. But the Laces. This was a team that on paper, like, especially with no Jackie Young today, is not like, they don't really have like the names to really move like some of these other teams do. Jackie Young, who I said was out, Tiffany Hayes, Kayla McBride, Alyssa Thomas, Kate Martin, Stephanie Dolson. When it comes to like a casual women's basketball fan, I feel like you kind of immediately write this team off in a way. But they hooped. And I think that they have one of the more interesting like play styles in this, because the easy thing to do is get to the rim in 3-on-3. Like, there's no help defense, there's none of that. But when it comes to shooting the three ball, like, this is a team that you want to shoot the three. The amount of spacing that Alyssa Thomas has on the court right now is ridiculous. Kayla McBride was fantastic today, 7 of 15 from three for 28 points. I thought Kate Martin was fantastic today, and like we got to see her attacking off closeout and stuff like that, which again, with no help side defense, just more space, like you have the opportunity for that. Alyssa Thomas, 7 of 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, that's what that's what you need from Alyssa Thomas. And then even Stephanie Dolson is a shooter, is a real live shooter, and getting her in these half court situations, like the way that she can space the floor while also still being size on the defensive end. Again, I don't think that this team exactly jumps out at you on paper from a name value, like star power perspective, but out of all the teams so far, this is the team that looks like they've already figured stuff out really, really quickly when they're running actions. They're running like the shots they're getting are really good. And again, Kayla McBride isn't going to go, this nuclear every game, 10 to 19, 7 to 15 from three. That's not going to happen every time. But these are players that are built for 3-on-3. Stephanie Dolson has been doing this for 3-on-3. So I'm very, very excited to see a team that really isn't, I guess, one of the favorites from a name value perspective, really look like arguably the best team so far in Unrivaled. Like, it's really dope. And obviously you add Jackie Young to this after you win by almost 40. That's only going to help. Shawnee, did you get to see like any of the game itself for this one?
No, but I get what you're saying, and I saw Kia Stokes' question on Twitter about who's the best team right now, and she said the Laces too. And I just want everybody to pump the brakes, because if the Looney Owls can play Sabrina, they can look like the best team in the NBA.
So you're saying that it's more the opponent than it was the Laces?
No, it's like they have all of that experience, so they are going to be a formidable opponent for my Looney Owls. But that 40-point beatdown, like, that's Sabrina's fault. So we need to we got to see how we play against, if the Phantom like beat us or like
Mm,
it's a close one with the Phantom, like
mm,
then we can have a discussion and then like wait till we play them. Like
mm.
that's all I'm saying. Like I think yeah, it's Looney
I
out
love,
versus
I love,
everybody.
I love the we and the us and
I'm
the all of
locked
it.
in.
Like, I love that you are so dialed into this. Let's see, when is that game? No, not. It might be a little bit down the road. Oh, January 31st. There we go. Laces versus Looney Owls. So we got a little bit of time before then to see what we got going on. But
That might be the Commissioner's Cup.
yeah, really, yeah, yeah, it might be. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, we kind of hit on both teams in that game already. Like, I mean, Phantom looked really bad. Um, with all due respect, uh, Britney Griner in this format doesn't, like. There's some players that really fit this. BG is not one of those players to me. Shawnee, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I mean, we know kind of like from a on court perspective with Britney Griner, like the dialogue is, obviously she's such a potential to be dominant, but the dominance isn't always there, and that was kind of the feeling today. And then you mix in the pace with that, and like it's already to this point here, it's already hard enough for most posts that are doing this. So like it to have BG be in this, and thank you. It's rough. BG don't got the pace. Yeah, like yeah, it's
She pulled up to slap Aaliyah Boston again and fight Rakia Jackson. That's why she.
Jesus
Hey, yo, we need to
Christ.
watch her though. There is an agenda afoot because now, like, the more you're saying it, I'm like, why is she here and why did they agree? So, like, something is afoot.
You are in hater mode. Good God.
I'm still not over it because why are you squaring up against rookies and devout Christians? That doesn't make sense. Like, what are we doing? Like, they haven't had time to like piss anybody else off. Like, that came out of nowhere. I didn't like it, and I think she's here to fight. She's here with nefarious intentions. We have to watch her.
That is so wicked. That anyways. But yeah, not a good showing from Phantom. Not I mean, pretty much could not be polar opposites on the vibe scale right now for the vibe for the vibes. It might as well be a team name. The Laces and the Phantom. It's just not. It's not good. Let's talk about your Looney Owls, Shawnee. I'll kind of give you the
Go
rundown here.
Birds!
I'll give you the rundown here. 79-70 win over Rose. First off, you know what, Shawnee? I think we can have a little bit of a dialogue. This might get touched on as well later in Ball Up Top, but I don't know. And don't boo me when I say this, okay? Nobody. I'm just posing something here. How far off is Nafisa Collier from Asia Wilson?
So here's my thing. I feel like that's a prisoner of the moment take. I think Fee is having an incredibly hot year, and she deserves everything that she's getting right now. All the attention, all the motion, all the hype, all everything. She earned that. She did that. Her playoff performance was still incredible. She's a champion, so it's like you can't really deny, what's going on with her. And she's been a star in this league. I need sustainability. I need at least, at minimum, another season of this. You know what I'm saying? So like next year, everything should be in place for Unrivaled to come back. So now year 2 of your league, okay. And then you like match it with a performance in the W, like Alyssa Thomas has become a name in MVP talks year in and year out. Like that's what I need from Fee. For her to be in MVP talks year in and year out before we say like, oh, so she's having a hot year. I'm with it. Looney Owls, I'm with it. But she hasn't won the MVP yet. And that's what I'm saying. Like this was the first year that she's actually been that caliber.
Mm.
So if this is, the gateway and the
Mm-hmm.
floodgates are open, and now we're going to see this type of play from her year in and year out,
Mm-hmm.
get her a couple, and then we can talk. But I need
Yeah.
at minimum, 2 years.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's unfair at all. And again, like whoever takes over from Asia is gonna have to knock Asia off the mountaintop, whether that be with an MVP or like it's you have to take that from Asia. I mean, that's I feel like with any league or any when it comes to a best player, like it's you gotta go take that. But the fact that we're even having this conversation and like it's not obscene is a testament because obviously Asia Wilson, like, but I know I want to preface. I don't want the comments getting after me. Like, this is not a takeaway from Asia. This is acknowledging how good
Asia,
Asia
you
has
effing
been.
done, boo.
Like,
Bye.
this is
Get
no,
him,
don't do that.
Cox. Cox attack.
Get him. Oh no, please don't. Look, I already know what's coming tomorrow with Oklahoma, South Carolina. I don't need any other. I'm gonna have enough on my plate with that tomorrow. Clip it and ship it. Do not clip it. No. Nobody. No. Nobody live stream fails. No. Constantine, hold on. I was just posing a question. But the reason I ask is because the fact that we can have this conversation about Fee and like the trajectory that she's been on over the past 2-3 seasons or so, really since she came back from pregnancy, honestly, like has just been remarkable. And she was so incredibly good today. 31 points, 6 rebounds. Like she's been, to me, the clear-cut best player in Unrivaled so far. And I mean, just dominant. Like and doing like there is like. And I think it's just increasingly feeling like as you try and poke a hole in Nafisa Collier's game, I don't know where that is. And so I agree with you, Shawnee, that like I'm not ready to be like, oh, she's the best in the world or anything like that. But the fact that like she is, to me, like especially Stewie, when Stewie is playing like Stewie can easily
Which Stewie?
So that's here. I'm with you. So when Stewie is playing at the highest Stewie level that she can like play at right now, she could be the best player in the world on any given night. But I feel like Nafisa has possibly passed her just based on consistency to be the number 2 right now. And certainly Nafisa was the second best player in the W this past season in that way. So again, just an incredible performance from her for the Looney Owls today. But like it's something to monitor. Like it's something to monitor. Again, I'm not, by no means am I saying that Nafisa Collier has taken that crown, but it's something to monitor at this point, which is an incredible compliment to Fee and to Asia that Fee can be playing this well and Asia still be pretty clearly number 1.
I have a take.
Oh God.
And I'm trying to get blocked by the rest of the Liberty by training camp. So let's turn this up.
It's why you got the camera off today. You came ready for some.
Note the Avi.
Yeah.
Because somebody in the chat just said this, like, when was the last time Stewie played like Stewie? And I feel like Stewie is no longer with us. She left us in Seattle.
Oh,
like,
no.
This Stewie is, like, it still feels like a shell of herself. And she's that good to where a shell of Stewie is still an MVP level player. But I'm sorry, like, I watched the games last year when she won MVP, and I was like, the 40 points, like, don't make me run through them.
No,
Please don't make me run through those 40-point games again.
She has it memorized.
Man, like, please don't make me relitigate that.
Yeah.
I just, no, and then watching her in the finals, like, when she's on, again, there's nobody like her. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Mm-hmm. It's just a different level and a different tier. But it's like we're seeing it's getting harder and harder to put more and more of those classic Stewie moments together. Mm-hmm. And then we're seeing, like, some people done figure some stuff out. Because he was guarding her. He was guarding her. Like, that was incredible defense from Fee.
Yeah.
and she was impacting whether she was scoring or not. So that's where I'm kind of like, again, if he can keep that level up, both sides of the ball, where you're up for MVP and DPOY,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the hottest league in the off season, and like, I'm sorry, like, we can have the conversation, but I still need at minimum another year of this. And
Yeah.
Stewie, I feel like that number 2 is up for grabs. I
Mm.
wouldn't outright give it to Stewie right now.
Yeah.
It's up for grabs.
I'm not mad at that. This feels like a dialogue that we need with Greer here. But yeah.
No, because either way she wins, and I'm not really trying to see that. Ooh, Dana has an interesting question. Should we?
Ooh, what? Okay, so yeah, so what kind of impact could Unrivaled have on the NBA free agency? I've actually been thinking about this a lot since this has happened, like since Unrivaled, and like especially now that we've seen the games. I think it completely changes WNBA free agency. Completely. We've if you're as a general basketball fan, I don't know if it's really happening much on the women's side, but on the men's side, if you know about Team USA camps and how like those just the relationship building there, and I mean we've even heard about it somewhere. It's like players like I feel like it was like when Caitlin and Aaliyah first kind of started like locking together, like, oh yeah, we played Team USA together, you know? And these Team USA camps, not super frequently do they happen, especially like it's kind of really more around the Olympics, but when they do happen, you get all these players all in one place. And you see stuff happening, especially as basketball has moved towards more player empowerment, player movement, things of that nature. Unrivaled is going to be that every year. Every year. And not only do you get the dialogue between players, but you also get the access to players where players have now a platform, like we saw with Satu, like we saw with Courtney Vandersloot saying she's going to test free agency. They now have an active platform where people are actively tuning into, as opposed to being in Europe, where we get to hear from these players and they get to have a little bit more control and a little bit more a finger on the pulse of what is going on in their free agency. And then you have the other aspect of Unrivaled setting the bar for a lot of these players. Like Alyssa Thomas made a comment where it's like, yeah, we don't have any of this stuff in Connecticut. Like, if I'm a Connecticut player and I'm going to Unrivaled and I got to go back to Uncasville, I don't want to do that. And I got all these other players telling me, hey, we got this over here, we got that over here. I heard Angel Reese talking about, hey, we're going to bring this back to Chicago. You know, we're looking at X, Y, and Z, and like, oh yeah, we're going to have that in the facility in Chicago. Like, as these things happen, and then obviously, you know, just the play itself and players, you know, making a name one way or the other, stock rising up, right, going down, things of that nature, that changes too. But just from a player experience perspective, whether that be the dialogue between players, whether that be the dialogue that they have with the media, or the experience of being at Unrivaled where the investment is so high, I think it completely changes what WNBA free agency is going to look like going forward. Because why am I going back to the YMCA? Why? Why would I do that? I don't want to do that. Michelle, I'm interested in your thoughts.
Ultimately, I think it has no effect because it's all going to get shut down for tampering and RICO charges. Like, Kathy's about to just start handing it out left and right. She's just been building a case, basically. So I don't even know if Unrivaled's going to be here next year. She's going to be like, what, y'all, what? No, stop. Stop. You're calling owners broke publicly? And it's like, I love that. Let's put some pressure on these brokies and move them over. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how if tampering comes into play, because I don't know. I don't know if it's a blurred line. I don't know if it's. I got to go back and read the rules on tampering first of all, because I call anything I don't like tampering. So I will be informed about my opinion on tampering, but I am curious if after I read this and some of this stuff qualifies, like how that plays into it moving forward, because it start before teams could talk to free agents or whatever, and then like, you know, you see coaches pulling up and blah 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 blah, like Big Kathy might hit the big red button.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a weird thing because like the I guess standard has already kind of been set, you know, with players like teaming up in Europe in the off season and things like that. But like this just feels different. But also
That
like
needs to stop. That's gonna start an international incident. We our players linking up overseas and beating up on like Istanbul. Like, stop. Y'all stay here and play each other. Stop it.
So I'm intrigued by like when I don't think anything's gonna happen until like someone's gonna have to tamper. You know, like someone's gonna like it isn't gonna have to actively happen. Like we're gonna be able to be like once there's gonna be a player. There's gonna be a player that cites their time in Unrivaled as a reason why they signed with the team.
And there's gonna be a TikTok like documenting,
whether it be a relationship with the player, like, oh yeah, I got to know so and so out Unrivaled, or I got the experience of facilities out Unrivaled, so I wanted to go and leave Connecticut. I just keep harping on Connecticut, but god damn, get out the YMCA. I think once we get that first like citation, like citing Unrivaled in that way, that is when the questions will really happen because like, everyone knows it's happening, yo. Players are talking. Let's be for real. So like. This is bound to lead to something. Now, how major will that be or anything like that? That is yet to be seen. But in that case, like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I need to see who Dirty Max the best.
Come on
like
now.
Thwarts the
tampering. We've already kind of seen it. You already kind of like people in the press conferences. All of them were like, "Oh, I want the best for like." I give it like the Sabrina and Natasha Cloud press conference where they're like, "Unless." You know, like, and you know, and it's just like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, you know what? I was actually planning on going here, and I had already talked to this person at All-Star Weekend, and then I went to Unrivaled, and it kind of changed because such and such said that I need to see it. I need to see it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see because it's gonna happen. It's bound to. Like it's already. I promise you, stuff is already in motion in some type of way. Will that result in a move like this offseason? Maybe not. I'm telling you, next offseason is the one I'm looking at, where we have another year of Unrivaled. We'll have CBA done by then. Like in that next free agency.
Hey, because this comment about the CBA. Mandate owners to stop being broke boys. Like, that's necessary. Put the clause in there. Get your lawyers to get the right wording.
We are the only ones that are allowed to have no cap space. All of y'all got pockets. All these owners, get in the booth. But yeah, no, that's going to be a really, really interesting aspect going forward. We kind of got away from the games, but I do want to talk about Rose because they go 0-2 now. And this is a team that I was super excited about going into it. Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Sykes, Collier Copper, Azrae Stevens, and Lexi Hull. And like they've both been, you know, closer games, but they got into holes early on. And I kind of feel like they got to get like the engine revved up a little bit. And like Chelsea Gray, for example, was one of those players that just had a bit of a slower start in this one, but ended up with 14 points in this, which it was a very well-rounded scoring. Everyone in double figures besides Lexi Hull, who only was able to get one shot. But didn't really play much at all, to be honest, which I'm kind of interested by because like she feels like the floor spacing that they could use because they don't have like any real knockdown shooters. But they have capable shooters, but not knockdown shooters where Lexi can try and kind of be that for them. I thought Angel played really solid today, 5 of 10, 6 rebounds, 12 points, did her thing, was active. Chelsea Gray, he had like the overhead, behind the back, no look pass. I don't even know how to describe it. Some of the things that she does. But this is the team that, like, I don't know, I expected a little bit faster starts from them, I think. And Ka was also fantastic at 8 of 14, 16 points. Azrae was really good. Like, so it's a well-rounded, like the stats are lining up, but like it's just they're finishing off these first 2 games. And of course it is just the first 2 games, the back-to-back. Like there's still plenty of time. So I'm not like emergency button or anything, but it's just weird. And I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I don't know if it's like just you got to continue building that chemistry there, but it just feels off in what we've seen so far. in this game. So Rose is kind of the like Phantom is like, oh damn, this was not good.
Y'all suck.
And and so, but from Phantom, it's like I kind of look at this roster and I'm like, I'm already kind of iffy on the roster to a point. Like,
do your best,
But for Rose, it's like this. Like you got Ka, you got Brittany Sykes, you got like these are players that are willing to run and are very good at that and can finish. And when they're getting to the rim, like this is but when you have this is a good point here, double the turnovers as well, which like you have Chelsea Gray, like you got a point guard, So they're the team like Phantom. I'm like, damn, ugh, but Rose, I'm like, okay, like what's going on? Like it's like, yeah, I'm intrigued. So I see a lot of people talking about the coaching in the chat. Like I'm intrigued to see how that develops. Well, I'll put it like that. I'm not by no means. I don't want to like. I'm not. There's no panic button yet, but eye emojis is what we'll call it for now.
It's probably just a little bit of rust because all of them was on teams that didn't make the playoffs except Chelsea. So gotta knock that rust off. No, Kyle was in the playoff for like 10 minutes, wasn't she? Yeah, Phoenix made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They stunk though, and they were wildly inconsistent anyway. So she's used to being up and down. So I think like they'll hit a stride eventually.
Why do I feel like this is? I feel like this was all leading back to DT slander. Like you got like complete bingo for the stream. Like,
oh man, the UConn like
you
have two positive UConn forces, and then like the top dog leadership is tanking it. Like, yikes! That's her legacy. Give back that goat ball.
Okay. The goat ball feels like a fantastic place to end it with today. Shawnee, thank you for anonymous for tapping in from parts unknown today to get your hate off. And it's always appreciated.
Anytime.
I don't know if we're on live tomorrow. Oklahoma, South Carolina tomorrow. The first time. Shawnee.
Yeah, we're not on tomorrow. Woo!
Unless
no. Things would have to go so wrong in order for that.
Yeah, so I will say though, there's stuff going on today that with people that are not on today, with boots on the ground out and about, that we are incredibly excited for. So man, there's a story in the works that I cannot wait for. There's some stuff going on next month that I cannot wait for. Unrivaled has been super fun so far. College has been super fun so far. And we're getting ready to level up. So I'm genuinely very excited. Hey, this is a fantastic comment right here. Everyone needs to like the podcast. I like that comment. That's great advice. Because you can find the podcast. Ball Up Top. We'll be dropping that likely Tuesday morning like we normally do. So we'll have that coming your way early this week. I believe there's
post that last comment.
No.
Go Birds!
Hey, I'll give you a Go Birds.
Go Birds!
But you do a Go Birds tomorrow, but not a Go Cox. But yes, subscribe here on the YouTube to make sure you don't miss out on anything coming up. There's a couple big games. We got conferences really about to heat up. So we're gonna be live. We'll have look at this. Producer Shardy's gonna have boots on the ground, I believe, Monday.
What?
At the with UCLA versus Baylor and Texas versus Maryland.
What?
So producer Shardy will have some press conferences for you here on the YouTube. So we're trying.
Yeah,
all right. I ain't never seen Shardy put the 7'7" boots on the ground before. So I'm very happy for Shardy. I don't know if he's pairing an article up with that or anything, but that's why you got to go subscribe on NoCastBaseWBB.com because producer Shardy is also Scouter Shardy, and Scouter Shardy he be knowing ball with our mock drafts and rankings and whatnot. So go on the website, tap in there. It's completely free.
He might turn the camera on, y'all. Go look, run right now.
I need y'all to start commenting. Like anytime you see a Richard article, comment, turn the camera on.
Turn the camera on.
Turn the camera on, Shardy, so we can get him on here. But Subscribe here on the YouTube, like, comment, share. It all genuinely makes a massive difference in helping us do what we do and trying to provide you guys the best coverage that we possibly can here at No Cap Space. Same with the website as well. You like, you comment, you subscribe on the website. It all genuinely goes super, super far in allowing us to continue to grow this and continue to bring you more coverage, more boots on the ground, all those type of things. So go support. It's all completely free. You can find all the links down below in the description below. And go check out Home Field as well, also in the description below. Code NOCAP15 and get yourself some great merch as we approach March Madness. Things are heating up. Unrivaled, super fun. It's been a blast of an opening weekend. Games are back on a Monday for Unrivaled, and conference play is heating up. So lots to look forward to here with No Cap Space. Thank y'all for tapping in with us here today, and we'll see y'all next time.
Go back.